country boys chasing down a dream.
I think it was pulled off as being a real professional motion picture, as good as we've ever done. It wasn't a movie that I normally do. I ride into town, kill 9 people, ride out in 90 minutes, and say adios. But this one, you had a drama involved, that a guy who had been a star, who was still maybe halfway a star, who had kind of lost it. I think if you see some of the scenes that's in the movie, and see some of the scenes that's in obviously the Roy Orbison music video, for lack of a better word, it's a well done picture. It was well directed, well produced, well shot cinematography wise, and was different than something we had normally done. It's stepping across the line, which I think if you're a filmmaker, whether you're Steven Spielberg, Jim Cameron, Mel Gibson, or whatever, you're not going to do the same movie over and over and over. I decided to do Living Legend because I obviously was a fan, and still am, of Elvis Presley. It's not the Elvis Presley story, although Roy Orbison, who did the music and who became a dear, dear friend, was Elvis's favorite singer. And so we flew over, Arthur Smith and I flew over to Nashville and met with Roy about doing the music and the singing. He was very receptive about doing that. Of course, Elvis had passed away, and he and Roy were friends over a long, long period of time. So I liked Roy Orbison. I was a fan of Roy Orbison singing. Roy Orbison did not have, no disrespect to the way Roy performed, an entertainer he was not the same type of entertainer that Elvis Presley was. Elvis worked the room, worked the Coliseum back and forth through the scars. Roy didn't do that, didn't have to. He had that voice that almost reached heaven, and so we decided to go with Roy and talked him into it, I guess, did the contract with him. And his lovely wife, Barbara, she should have been a movie star anyway. That's true. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous lady, wonderful personality. And we enjoyed his whole family. And of course, it took him quite a while to do the music on Living Legend. And it's unusual because it's the only thing Roy did, to my knowledge, that never got released on a CD. Roy Orbison did the music not in Nashville, Tennessee, not in LA, as would be normal, or Muscle Shoals, Alabama, but in Charlotte, North Carolina. That was where we used the recording studio prior to us building one ourselves. And that's where he went and done it. Yeah, he did. And he didn't allow a lot of people in the studio when he was doing that. He didn't want any distraction. He had a voice that is unequaled anywhere. He could reach notes that was unheard of. I didn't have that talent. I lip-synced it. And the odd thing that I found, we did a perfection on lip-syncing, because what people don't realize, you don't get up there and go, that's not the way it is. If you're going to say, ooh-wee, poor baby, you better sing, ooh-wee, poor baby, or what am I worth of what? You have to sing it, and I'm unfortunate. Most of my records would start off slow and taper, right out the bottom. That's right. Yeah, Roy, to my knowledge, never cut what you would call a gospel or a religious or a Christian song. He did for the movie. And What Am I Worth is the name of it, and Arthur Smith wrote it. Devout Christian gentleman who's written many, many, many songs, has a lot of songs which have been hits for the Stadler Brothers, for whatever, and Deliverance did the Julian Banjo things for that, which was his music, and Arthur did the music for us, did the soundtrack music, and Roy recorded with his band at the Arthur Smith Studio in Charlotte. I think Living Legend is a motion picture that will be good for, it has a long life to it because of what it is. Has a longer life with it because of Roy's soundtrack. Has a longer life with it because it was the first thing Ginger had done. But I enjoyed doing that movie. I enjoyed the people who worked on it. I enjoyed Ginger Alden, a wonderful lady. Her mother, my favorite of the crowd, Jo, And of course, we did a movie with Terry, her sister, called Last Game. But we just had a real good group of people put together. Wonderful group of people, like a family. Like a family. The whole band was like a family. I couldn't ask for any better on that particular movie. We did 2 movies with Ginger. We did Country Girl, which she does a singing job. Good voice, wonderful, talented girl. Ginger Alden was Elvis Presley's lady friend and fiancée when Elvis passed away. And she was the one that found him dead in the bathroom. He had died, and that's what happened. Elvis Presley, not talking about Eli Canfield, but a transition there. He could sing, had a beautiful voice, still proves that he does. And he was a good actor. I always thought he wanted to do more. And that's what he was. He was not a rocket scientist. He didn't allege he was. He drove a truck. We all drove trucks. But he had a gift, a God-given gift that was awesome. Awesome. Elsewise, he wouldn't still be selling records, which he does. It was not nominated Best Movie of the Year by the Academy of Country Music in L.A. Didn't win. That's Sorry Good for Nothing, Willie Nelson and Robert Redford. Who in the world would vote for them on something? But Electric Horseman, you got to be kidding. Why are you messing with Willie and Robert? I mean, this is living legend.